Imagine this. It's midnight. You're in a high-rise in Dubai, thousands of miles from home. It's dead quiet, maybe just the soft hum of the air conditioning.
Yeah, that kind of sterile quiet.
Exactly. And this man, Mustafa, he's staring at his phone screen, watching 7 years of his life just unravel.
He's waiting for confirmation, isn't he? Confirmation of something he desperately hopes isn't true, but his gut, that sort of strategic mind, is telling him otherwise.
It's more than a gut feeling by this point, I think.
Well, yeah. And what's so chilling here is the type of betrayal. This isn't, a momentary lapse, a crime of passion, or even a reaction to feeling neglected.
No, this feels different.
It feels like strategy, like a long con. Mustafa's an international investor, hugely successful, which means he's always traveling. He probably thought that distance, his absence, was the weakness in the marriage.
But it wasn't the weakness at all.
No, it was the key ingredient. For his wife, his absence was maybe her greatest asset.
So, back to that moment. Midnight. He pulls up the feed on his phone. It's from this tiny, sophisticated Wi-Fi camera he secretly installed back home.
In the master bedroom of Villa 84, their luxurious home in Egypt.
And the feed comes live. What does he see?
He sees his wife, Fairouz. She's sitting on the edge of the bed. But here's the thing. She's not in pajamas, not dressed for sleep. She looks like she's waiting.
Poised?
Exactly. Poised. And there's this faint music playing in the background, kind of strange, muffled. He turns up the audio feed. She's talking, chatting quietly with someone just out of shot.
The tension must have been unbearable, just waiting.
Agonizing minutes, I imagine. And then the figure steps into frame.
Not from the hallway door.
No. From the private bathroom connected to the master suite. And he's wearing a personal robe, looking comfortable, familiar.
And it's not family.
It's not family. It's Walid.
Walid, the personal assistant. The trusted employee hired to run the household, help his wife while he was away.
That one visual.
Yeah.
Walid emerging from the bathroom in a robe. That's it. The aha moment. But it's pure devastation. 7 years of perceived partnership, trust, just gone.
Yeah.
Witnessed live via satellite at midnight, just shattering. That's the moment the whole facade crumbles.
Yeah.
Everything Mustafa thought he'd built, the family, the shared life, propped up by his wealth and her management, it just dissolves right there on the screen.
So Villa 84, the story starts with this ending, in a way. But to understand how it got to this, we need to rewind, don't we?
Absolutely. We need to go back and look at how this calculated union, as you might call it, was actually put together in the first place.
Okay, let's do that. Let's unpack Mustafa. Before Fairouz, up until he was 36, his life was just relentless ambition.
Total focus on business. High-stakes investment, constantly jetting between Egypt, China, the EU. He lived on planes.
But he wanted to settle down, get married. He needed a specific kind of partner, though. Someone who got it. Someone who understood his career meant constant travel, short trips home.
He wasn't really looking for a partner in the traditional sense, maybe. More like a very capable manager for his home life. Someone to maintain that image of stability while he was off making deals.
And then a friend suggests Fairouz.
Right, Fairouz. She's 26, 10 years younger. Comes from a good family in Heliopolis, respectable background. Divorced already after a short marriage.
Mustafa meets her, and he's charmed. Hooked quickly by her personality, her communication. He figures the first marriage, well, that was just a youthful mistake.
Easy to rationalize when you want something to work, maybe. But let's flip it. Look at it from Fairouz's perspective.
Okay.
She's already comfortable, financially speaking. But Mustafa, marrying him is a massive leap. Exponential wealth, status, the whole package.
And the crucial detail.
His travel schedule, his absence. For her, maybe that wasn't the downside. Maybe that was the biggest selling point. She gets the lifestyle, the status, and the freedom.
All wrapped up in one neat package.
And the timeline confirms the rush, doesn't it? His travel commitments meant they had to push everything through.
Less than 40 days from decision to marriage.
Less than 40 days. And they moved straight into Villa 84, his ready-made luxury home in this elite district, and boom, he's back on a plane.
Travel resumes immediately.
Immediately. And within 2 years, they've got 2 pregnancies. The perfect picture starts to form. Successful international businessman, beautiful wife, lovely children, grand house.
The image is complete. But even in an arrangement like this, that distance, it creates pressure points, right?
Inevitably. By the second year, Fairouz is pregnant with her second child, and she starts complaining. A lot.
About what?
About being overwhelmed, handling the kids, the house, the logistics, all alone while he's away.
Which probably taps right into Mustafa's guilt.
You'd think so. He's absent, He knows it. He feels bad about it. He feels he needs to provide a solution, make things easier for her.
So he decides to hire help.
Yes, and this is where the story takes a critical turn. He decides to hire a full-time, dedicated personal assistant, someone based at the villa.
Based at the villa.
Yeah, he wants someone presentable, well-educated, cultured, someone who reflects well on him, his status. The choice, Walid.
He hires this young, capable, seemingly respectable man to essentially live and work full-time alongside his wife while he's flying around the world.
It does make you pause, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did he really think through the strategic implications? Placing a substitute, essentially, right there in the house.
Maybe he just saw the practical need.
Perhaps. Walid's job description was clear. Run errands, manage household logistics, basically be Farah's right-hand man, her full-time support.
And did it work? Did the complaints stop?
Instantly. The logistics complaints, the stress about being overwhelmed, gone, vanished overnight. So on the surface, yes, Walid solved the problem Mustafa thought needed solving.
But there's always a but.
Always. Because those complaints about being overwhelmed, they were replaced by something else entirely. Material demands, nonstop, sudden, urgent needs for more money, new cars, gold, jewelry.
And Mustafa.
He just pays. He sees it as perhaps compensation, making up for his absence. He fulfills every request, no questions asked. Completely missing, it seems, the shift happening right under his nose.
The dynamic was changing.
Absolutely. 5 years tick by like this. They now have 3 children. The kids become the focus, the sort of central pillar holding the marriage together, visually at least.
But Mustafa, the sharp businessman, the trader, he starts noticing things. Little inconsistencies, patterns that don't quite add up during his brief trips home.
This is the first real crack appearing, the first verifiable sign something's wrong.
What did he notice?
It was about the kids. When he was physically in the villa, on leave, Fairouz was always there with the children, very present, very maternal.
Okay.
But when he called from China or the UAE or wherever he was, the children were almost never there with her. They were always at the club or, more and more often, with their grandmother.
Consistently.
So the question started nagging him. Where are the kids when I'm not here? And why hasn't Fairouz ever mentioned this routine?
So he decides to investigate.
Subtly at first. On his next trip home, he casually asks the children about their time when he's away. And they confirm it. Plain and simple. Yes, Daddy, when you travel, we always go stay overnight at Grandma's house.
Always. And Fairouz had never said a word about this.
Not once. Which is odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Such a regular arrangement.
Very odd. What did Mustafa make of it initially?
His first thought, interestingly, still gave Fairouz the benefit of the doubt. Sort of. He figured maybe his mother-in-law was being pushy, demanding the kids come over, and Fairouz was just afraid to tell him. Didn't want to cause trouble.
Trying to keep the peace. Believable, maybe.
Maybe. But that trader's mind, the one that looks for patterns, for hidden angles, for, well, conspiracy, it wouldn't let it go. He trusted data more than emotion.
So he moved beyond assumption.
He decided to test the situation. He approached Walid,
The trusted assistant.
a trusted assistant.
Yeah.
And he makes him an offer, a significant bonus, a huge bonus on top of his already generous salary.
Did it work?
To secretly watch Fairouz, monitor her movements, her activities, report everything back to Mustafa while he was away.
Wow. Hiring the fox to guard the hen house, potentially. And Walid.
Walid agrees immediately. Of course he does. More money. Seems easy enough.
So Walid starts sending reports.
Daily reports, detailed accounts of Fairouz's day, shopping trips, managing the villa staff, coffee with friends. You know, the typical routine of someone in her position. All sounds perfectly normal.
But Mustafa's reading these reports thousands of miles away.
And he spots it. The glaring omission. The dog that didn't bark.
What was missing?
Walid never mentioned the children leaving the villa. Never reported them going to stay overnight at their grandmother's house.
The one thing Mustafa now knew for a fact was happening regularly whenever he traveled.
Exactly. And that's the pivot point. That's when Mustafa realizes Walid isn't just being unobservant.
He's actively covering for her.
Actively managing the information. He's omitting the one piece of data that proves Fairouz has unsupervised time in the villa, completely free of the children. He's being paid by Mustafa, but he's working for Fairouz.
He's playing both sides.
He's a double agent in his own employer's house. The conspiracy wasn't just in Mustafa's head anymore. It was right there in Walid's reports, or lack thereof.
So this is probably around year 5, year 6.
Yeah, moving into year 6. And the emotional distance between Mustafa and Fairouz becomes a chasm.
Intimacy gone.
Completely evaporated. When Mustafa is home, Fairouz avoids him, makes excuses, often sleeps in the children's room.
What reason did she give?
Oh, just that she'd got used to it while he was away. It was a habit now. Plausible deniability.
But Mustafa knew better by then.
His suspicion had hardened into near certainty. He just lacked the final, undeniable proof. He even checked external security cameras, but they didn't show anything conclusive, just Walid's car coming and going. Nothing explicitly incriminating.
He needed eyes inside the house, inside the private spaces.
He needed the ultimate tool, the smoking gun.
Which brings us closer to that opening scene, year 7, 2021.
Right. He's on a trip to China. And technology has advanced. These new, tiny, high-def Wi-Fi cameras are available. Discreet, easy to hide, accessible from anywhere via phone.
Perfect for his needs.
He buys 2, waits for his next trip back to Egypt. Quietly, secretly, he installs one in the master bedroom, the other near the private bathroom door.
Tells no one.
No one. He checks the connection, confirms they're working, gets back on a plane, this time to the UAE, and then he waits.
And that wait ends at midnight, with Walid walking out of the bathroom on his phone screen.
The verification. He wasn't really discovering the truth then. He was just collecting the irrefutable evidence of what he already knew deep down.
And once he had that visual confirmation...
His reaction was remarkably controlled, strategic. He didn't explode. He chose composure.
He flies back to Egypt immediately.
Immediately. Shows up at Villa 84, completely unannounced. Fairouz is clearly startled to see him.
And his strategy.
It was brilliant, in a cold way. He decided this wasn't going to ruin his future, his business. He stayed calm.
What did he say?
He played a card. He announced completely falsely that he was wrapping up his international business, selling assets, and planning to stay in Egypt permanently. Settle down for good.
Just to see her reaction, to force the issue.
Exactly. Put the pressure on. Then he asks her directly about Walid. She probably senses the trap.
Does she confess?
He doesn't even wait for it. He just sits her down, takes out his phone, and plays the footage from the hidden camera. Shows her exactly what he saw. Game over.
Checkmate. The fallout must have been swift.
Immediate and decisive. Mustafa wasn't messing around. He filed criminal charges of adultery against Fairouz straight away.
But the truly devastating move
was the paternity suit. He needed to know about the children, all 3 of them.
And the results.
Delivered the final, crushing blow. They confirmed his worst fears. Only 2 of the 3 children, the children he'd loved, provided for, worried about for years, were biologically his.
Oh, wow. One of the children wasn't his.
One was not his. The entire foundation of his family, the very reason he likely tolerated so much, was built on this fundamental lie.
And the investigation, the legal process, probably uncovered more details about how deep this went.
It did. And it's staggering how calculated it all was right from the start. Remember Walid?
The assistant.
It turned out Fairouz was the one who recommended Walid to Mustafa in the first place.
No, seriously?
Yes. She presented him as some hardworking young man she knew who just needed a job, needed a chance.
So the affair, it wasn't spontaneous. It might have been planned even before Walid was hired, or was already happening.
The implication is strong, isn't it? That Walid's insertion into the household was part of the plan all along. It wasn't just covering tracks. It was facilitating the entire situation from day one.
Unbelievable. Was anyone else involved?
Oh, yes. It gets worse. Fairouz's own mother.
The grandmother, the one the kids were always staying with.
That grandmother. Evidence suggested she was complicit. She knew Walid beforehand, knew about the relationship between him and her daughter.
Which explains why the kids were always sent there.
Precisely. Grandma wasn't just babysitting. She was actively enabling the affair by removing the children from the house, guarding the secret. It was a family operation.
And Walid himself, the double agent.
He was playing everyone, taking his salary, plus that huge spy bonus from Mustafa.
While also taking money from Fairouz.
Exactly. Taking extra cash from Fairouz to feed Mustafa those carefully crafted, misleadingly normal reports. Reports designed specifically to hide the truth about those unsupervised nights at Villa 84.
He was profiting from the deception on both ends.
A truly cynical game.
Yeah.
So, in the end, what happened to Fairouz?
She lost everything. The divorce went through, she faced the adultery charges, and crucially, she lost custody rights to the 2 children who were Mustafa's.
Stripped bare, essentially, despite having this incredibly comfortable life handed to her.
A life of luxury she betrayed for.
What?
It's hard to even pinpoint a rational motive beyond sheer strategic convenience and deception.
And Mustafa, what did he do?
He made a clean break. He closed the door on Villa 84 for good. sold the property, couldn't stay there, obviously. Too much betrayal soaked into the walls.
Understandable.
He took his two biological children and relocated permanently. Moved to another Arab country to start over, focusing entirely on them and his future. Wiped the slate clean.
It's a harsh story, but there's a powerful lesson there, isn't there? Especially when you're facing that kind of catastrophic personal betrayal.
What do you think that is?
Composure. Strategy. When the emotional shock hits, the smartest move, the one Mustafa made, is to bypass immediate, potentially self-destructive rage. Instead, focus on securing hard, undeniable evidence. Protect your assets, financial, yes, but also your children, your future. Use the legal system, not raw emotion.
Don't let their actions destroy your life, too.
Exactly. Choose the path that preserves your own well-being in the long run.
And it leaves you with a final thought, perhaps. When you pay someone, handsomely, a bonus specifically to watch someone else you trust, and that person deliberately fails to report the one single thing you already know is happening.
Yeah.
They aren't just incompetent or unobservant. They're actively conspiring against you. And it makes you wonder, what's the real cost of assuming trust when all the signs point towards calculated self-interest? Something to definitely mull over.